everyone, this is Libby Flanagan. Welcome back to my channel. Today our video is going to be a little bit different. We are going to be demoing our master bathroom. So we're going to be remodeling this room, just freshen up a little bit in the before shots, which I'll show right now. All right, so we only have one sink right here, and then we have this tub, which we don't really actually use. And then over in the powder room, we have this prefab shower and a telephone jack. Very handy. We don't really know why that was in there. We only have one vanity, and that makes it a little tricky for us. And my husband is 6'4", is that right? And he really does not fit in our shower at all. He has to like really squatch down and doesn't really fit. So we're gonna be making that much larger so that he can fit in and shower in there with ease. And we're gonna be taking out the tub so that we can fit our second sink. So we're really looking forward to this project. And this video will be about the demo, but stay tuned and subscribe so that you can see the total remodel and the finished product. All right, so my awesome father-in-law came to the rescue with his Sawzall right here and helped us start off by getting out this prefab shower. As you can see, he cut around where the handle is, the faucet handle, and then just started cutting the prefab shower into pieces that we could, you know, carry out to the dump trailer, and just kept doing this with all the different size of the shower. However big of pieces that you can manage and carry will be fine. We did decently large pieces, but you can always make these smaller to make it easier to carry out. And then you're gonna wanna cut around the drain as well as to not mess up the piping that is below that, and just leave that piece there. And then he just continued to cut into pieces along the edge here where it connects to the wall. It was nailed in, so that was a little tough to pull out. So just be aware that that's gonna be connected to your studs and nailed in. So we kind of had to cut right along there to get those pieces out. And this was pretty cool. It was such a big transformation getting out this shower. Really already made a difference. All right, so we already capped off the water lines leading to the master bathroom underneath the house. So there's no water coming to this section of the house, which is nice because we can still use like the other bathroom and the water in the kitchen and everything. But we just closed off these two lines going to the sink. And now we are gonna be taking these lines off leading up to the sink so that we can finish taking out this bathroom vanity. And it just broke off super easily. So we're definitely gonna have to fix that. You can see right there where it broke off. Oh. So yeah, definitely get something to trap because there's just some water leaked out of there. That drain trap will hold water in it. And it's, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, just that. Ew. Then we started working on taking off the vanity top, got that out. Then we started working on taking out the vanity cabinet itself. Because of how this was set down in the title, this was actually really difficult to get out. So we used that Sawzall again to cut up the vanity cabinet into pieces that we could pull off and get out to the dump trailer. And then here my husband's just making a little space so that we can pry this vanity up without messing up our drain pipe right there. And then using crowbars just to get underneath it and lift it up over the tile so that we could pull it out. All right, end of day one, this is what we've got. We got the vanity all the way out. It was really tricky because of how deep it sat down underneath this tile here. But the vanity's out. We got a lot of the fixtures and stuff out. And then in this room, we got the prefab shower totally out. And here, we have to keep this closed because obviously it's letting in a lot of heat from the attic because that goes straight up to the attic. But we're excited because this is dead space, so we can build our shower all the way out over there, and it's gonna be much bigger, and we'll get to add on a lot of space, which is gonna be awesome. So that's all that we finish up in there. I'd say tomorrow we're probably gonna take out the toilet, and we'll probably take out this tile and the tub. All right, day two on the job site, we started with taking out the toilet. You wanna flush it, and then use a plunger to try and get as much water out as possible, so when you carry it, it's lighter and doesn't leak. And then you want to stuff a rag or something down to the hole so that it doesn't get really smelly on the job site. We took off this light and got rid of the fixture, and then we started to taking out the tub. We started taking out the drain using some needle nose pliers and just twisting that out, and then breaking the seal right here along the edge with a crowbar and try to pull it up. Now, typically with a lot of tubs, you can break them up with a hammer and to pieces and then carry it out. And so we gave that a try, but we didn't realize that this was a steel tub. So there was no breaking it to be had. So we ended up having to pull off the tile around the tub to get the full tub out so we could move it. There was a lip underneath the tile keeping it in place. So we had to move the tile first before we could take out the tub. So he's using the claw of the hammer here just to break up the tile and then pull it off. And all this tile needed to come out anyway, so this was just part of that job. And break it up all the way around the edge so you can see that lip now that was behind the tile that was holding this tub in place. Got it all off and then used the crowbars again to kind of pull it out carefully. This was super heavy and they did a really awesome job moving it. And they finally got it out. Woo! To the dump trailer. Bye. All right, and then right here you can see them scoring along the top between where the wall meets the ceiling. You want to do that so that when you start hammering, like I'm doing right here, and pulling off the drywall, you don't end up pulling up a piece off that you want to leave. So like we wanted to leave the ceiling piece, so we did that so that when we pull these pieces off, it won't start pulling the ceiling as well. And this whole wall is coming out, and I'm really excited about that because I think it's gonna make the bathroom look a lot bigger than it is. And just really open up this space. So yeah, all that trim coming out, all that door frame is coming out, all that drywall, and then we're gonna have to move this switch and outlet right here to a different location because they were in the wall. And then the telephone line, we're just gonna get rid of it. I don't think that people need a home phone line in the bathroom anymore. So yeah, then we're getting rid of these studs as well that were holding up this wall and just pulling out all those 2x4s that we're holding and supporting this wall, taking those out, taking out the baseboards down here, and keep pulling back that drywall. That was a pretty cool piece, big piece to get out. And then this part was a little tricky. This frame above the door is obviously a really big piece of wood to get out, but we were able just to get it out using a sledgehammer, pulling off all that door trim, getting that looking nice. We had to keep pulling off these pieces of wood until everything was flush with the wall so that when we redo this wall, it will be flat and even and look great. So there were a couple different 2x4s pull off that they had built in around this door frame and some down on the bottom as well. This is our friend Evan. You may have seen him in the chicken coop video as well. He is awesome and super handy, and we really appreciate all of his help. And then we're just cleaning up the job site. We pretty much try to do this every time we work because we are still sleeping in our bedroom, which you can see right here is obviously connected to this bathroom. So we're just trying to keep the dust down as much as possible. All right, so here you can see him scoring the edge again before he starts taking out this drywall. We originally thought we were gonna keep that wall, but I have an exciting surprise coming for that wall, so we're not gonna be keeping that drywall there. So ended up being unnecessary, but at the time we thought we were gonna be keeping it. And then on the corners where the drywall, you're gonna see these little metal pieces. Just be careful working with those, they're obviously sharp. And then we continue to take out all of this drywall around this dead space. Super excited that we get to utilize this dead space in the house. I'm pretty sure this is the only square footage that was not being used for actual living space. So I'm really excited to capitalize on this little area and make our home that much better. And so we're just peeling off all little pieces of drywall here, and we're gonna end up tiling this shower to the ceiling. So we're taking off the drywall all the way up to the top that was there from before. And I am starting to work on the popcorn ceiling. So I just put water in an old spray bottle and then sprayed it on there and let it sit for just a minute. And then I got a wallpaper scraper that we had from a previous project actually, and that worked really well for this, just to keep your blade flat along the drywall so you don't make any dents in it. But yeah, so then I just ran that across and got all that popcorn ceiling off, which is awesome. I'm super excited to have that done in this room. We do have popcorn ceiling like all throughout the house. I don't know that we'll actually get rid of it everywhere else, but I am excited to have this room without it. And then over here, there was this wallpaper that they painted over, just getting that off. We actually think all of the bathroom used to be wallpapered and they just painted over it. That's why you see some kind of like weird bubbling going on behind the paint there. So we're probably gonna have to do something about that to make it look right. And then I just kept scraping popcorn. Really important here that you're wearing eye protection and a mask to protect you from all that dust from getting into your lungs. Want to keep that out because it just gets everywhere. All over you, all in your hair, all over your face, all over your body. It's just like raining down on you. But yeah, I think it looks so much better without that, even not painted. I swear it looks better without the popcorn ceiling, but I'm really excited for that final product. And right now my husband is starting to take out the drywall right here. We're gonna be putting in a pocket door. So we got to take this drywall out so that we can get in and put the frame for that pocket door in this spot. Technique that we found to be really useful is using the back of a crowbar, just because it's nice and flat surface. We didn't want to do any damage to the other side of this wall, which is our bedroom wall. We didn't want to have to repaint in there just because that would be a lot of extra work. So the back of the crowbar worked really well for that, just nice and flat, can kind of hit a large area and get it pried out. And we were able to do that successfully without making any big problems in the other room, which was awesome. And so we're just both working on our projects. This is some good quality time for us. We get to chat and hang out while we work. And yeah, you can see that popcorn stuff just raining down all over me. This switch right here that my husband is prying around, we're also gonna have to move because the pocket door is going to be right there. That's where the frame will be and the door will slide in there. So that's going to have to go. And then I'm just holding up the curtain to protect our bedroom here to, again, try and keep the dust out as much as possible. I mean, some dust obviously still got in, and we have a little fan going that's filtering the air in there. But as much as possible, we're trying to keep it in. And since we had the curtain hanging right there, I just held it while he was working on this little part of drywall up top that we needed to get off. And I want to say this was our third day working on it. So we were mostly just working at night after work and after school for me. So we usually get about 3 hours of work at night, like something around like 5 to 8 or 6 to 9 working on this project. So we get a decent amount of time, which is awesome, just to start getting stuff done. And we finally got all that cleaned up. And again, back to cleaning the work area. This is almost necessary every night. There just gets to be so much stuff on the ground. You can't really walk around easily. And again, we're trying to keep it clean just because we're still living here, obviously. And so then my husband started taking out this last piece of drywall over here for the big surprise that's coming. And I finished up scraping off all that popcorn ceiling. So it was overall pretty productive day 3. And more sweeping up all that popcorn dust. After doing this little section of popcorn, I realized how much dust we'll get everywhere if we try to do it in the other rooms of the house. So I don't know that we'll do that while we live here. And yeah, so you can see right here, this vent pipe, that little white PVC pipe coming up. That's the only thing that we're really gonna have to move to get the shower right where we want it. And we want the shower to come out about 3 more inches. So my husband's taking out a little strip of drywall over here to allow for the shower to be the bigger size that we want. And so what he's doing, he measured it and then used the level to make sure that it was plumb. And then he's using a knife to score along the drywall and kind of cut it so that when he pulls off the piece that we want to come off, that we're going to tile later, it doesn't pull off other parts of the drywall. And you can kind of see here, I'm just pushing back against the part where we want to stay and then pulling off the other part. It like mostly works pretty well at the top, and then we ended up having to cut it just a little bit more in order to get a nice straight finish there. That does make it easier, obviously, to tile and gives you a nicer finish. And then last little piece that needed to come out was this part of the door frame right here to our bedroom door. That's where the pocket door is going to be going, and this little piece needed to come out, and the other 2x4. And then we went to the dump and dumped all the stuff, and that was it for the demo. Look at that cool bulldozer. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching this week's video. If you have made it to the end of the video, let me know down in the comments what you think I am doing on that wall. And if you know, don't let this secret out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please consider subscribing to my channel. That really does help to support me. Bye.